Wait, is that you, Tyler? I couldn't recognize you with those glasses on. What are you doing here? What? Hold on a minute, Lena. How do you know him? That's because he's our CEO, right, Mr. Parker? That's funny. My name is Tyler Parker, and I'm a 25-year-old. I grew up in a very poor household, to the point where we often struggled to find food for the day. Because of our shabby clothes, my parents, my brother, and I were often ridiculed by my classmates. Especially in middle school, a classmate named Alex looked down on me and laughed crudely. My parents worked from early in the morning until late at night every day. So, I sometimes cooked for them and waited at home, or I'd wait at my equally poor grandfather's house. The reason we were so poor was that both of my parents only had a middle school education. Their families were very poor, so they started working right after middle school to support their families financially. So, both my father and mother started working right after they graduated from middle school. But the jobs available to someone with just a middle school education are limited, and no matter how hard they worked, our lives never became prosperous. Eventually, I was born, followed by my brother. People around them said don't have kids if you're poor, or you have to pay for your poverty, but I'm glad I was born. To me, my parents, who worked hard for us despite the poverty, were superstars, and I deeply respected them. That's why it made me so angry when Alex and others made fun of us. My parents wanted to send me to high school, but I didn't want that. I wanted at least my brother to go to high school and, if possible, to college. Since he was much smarter than me, I believed he had the potential to get into a good university. So, I decided to work as soon as I graduated from middle school. My brother, with tears in his eyes, apologized saying, "I'm really sorry if this is all for me," but as his older brother, I thought it was so natural to work for his sake. The job was tough, and I was often yelled at by my seniors and bosses, but I could endure it thinking it was for my family. Seeing everyone in their school uniforms going to high school made me a bit envious, though. Of course, it was the path I chose, but I still wished I could enjoy my youth with everyone else. I wanted to join a school club, share thrilling moments, and hang out at shops after school. But I had to work hard for my family and my brother. Time flied so fast, I was in my 20s. My brother became a college student, just as I had hoped. I was proud of him. He worked hard in his job to do even more for our family. One day, I received an email. The sender was none other than Alex. We hadn't exchanged email addresses directly, so he must have gotten it from someone else. I was afraid why he would email me, but I decided to open it. The email said, "We're having a small gathering and I want you to come. There will be cute girls. It's just me, you, and 2 girls, both of whom are receptionists at companies and are really cute. Well, you are just there to make us look good." I was like, what the hell is this email? But I called the number in email anyway. Alex answered cheerfully, saying, "I'm glad you read my email. The gathering is next Saturday, and the girls are super cute. I'm really looking forward to it. They're from companies A and B, both very pretty. I'd be okay with either of them confessing to me. Just come to fill the numbers. I'm counting on you. So, I'm just there to make up the numbers, right? Couldn't you find anyone else?" I asked around, but everyone else was busy. "You're a freelancer, so I thought you'd be available. So, see you next Saturday at Vino, the dining bar." All right, I got it. It sounded like a hassle, but I had no plans that day. So, I decided to see what it was about. On Saturday, I went to Vino, a fancy dining bar. As I entered, I saw Alex already seated, waving me over. "Over here, you've never been to a fancy place like this, have you?" Well, someone like me, a Harvard grad and an elite employee at a global company, can afford it. But working for a global company means I hardly have time to date. It's great being a freelancer. You can always hang out. Just the other day, my boss suddenly told me to go to San Francisco, and I had to rush there. I'm exhausted. But that's life for a Harvard grad and an elite salesperson at a global company. It seems he loves to talk about being a Harvard graduate and an elite employee at a well-known global company. While it's genuinely impressive that he graduated from Harvard and got a job at an elite global company, his constant boasting is annoying. I thought to myself that someone who is truly confident wouldn't need to boast about their education or achievements. I see. You must be really busy then. Well, I'm pretty busy too, so I don't really have time to hang out with girls. What? You're always free. What are you talking about? But then again, you're not much to look at. So it makes sense that you're not popular with the ladies. Guys like me, who graduated from Harvard and work in elite global companies, and are decent looking, have girls flocking to us. But you're here to mingle. Doesn't that mean you don't have a girlfriend? I retaliated with that. Then, Alex suddenly became defensive and pissed off. You don't get it. I can choose any girl I want, but I don't like girls who are too assertive. I prefer cute girls who make me want to protect them over the mannish women at my company. I don't need a career woman who earns as much as I do. It seems his pride is as high as the Himalayas, and he dislikes women who earn as much or more than he does. In global companies, where there's no gender discrimination, both men and women must be incredibly busy, and women should be earning a considerable salary too. But Alex talks about male pride and other petty matters, showing how small-minded he is. I wanted to say that's probably why he doesn't have a girlfriend, but since I don't have one either, I decided to keep quiet. Then, two girls entered. Sorry to keep you waiting. We got a bit lost on the way. I was a bit confused about the directions too. It's fine. It's not even the meeting time yet. We just got here early. Come and sit here, surrounding me. Okay, got it. Excuse me, then. Before we order drinks, let's introduce ourselves. Girls first, please. I'm Lena. I work at the reception of Company A. I'm still new, but I'm doing my best. My hobby is crafting. Wow, you do crafting. That's amazing. What do you make? Well, like crochet, and I knit scarves when it's winter. Cool. Knit me a scarf too. Do you use a sewing machine? Can you make clothes? Yes, I sometimes use a sewing machine. I can make simple clothes. Then, I'd like you to make something for me too. Okay. Lena looked at Alex as a freak because he was clearly spoony on her, being led by the nose. Then the other girl began her introduction. I'm Chloe. I work at the reception of Company B. Lena and I were classmates in college. We both attended the same St. Sophia University. Well, St. Sophia, that's a prestigious university. So, your family must be quite wealthy. Well, I guess they are. Hey, where's your family home? Tell me. It's in Beverly Hills. Wow, that's really wealthy. I love girls from rich families. Is that so? Alex was laughing in a creepy way again, making Chloe uncomfortable as well. I felt sorry for the girls. Sitting next to someone as creepy as him must feel like a punishment of a game. Then Alex kept talking about himself. I'm Alex. I graduated from Harvard, just so you know. Harvard, after graduating, I joined a global company P and have been working hard as a salesman. It's really tough every day. If I can make it back by the last train, I consider myself lucky. Currently, I live in a high-rise condo because I'm earning nearly $100,000 a year. At this age, I'm close to $100,000. Insane, right? Well, I'm highly regarded at my company, so by the time I'm 30, I expect to earn $100,000 to $120,000 easily. That's why I plan for my future wife to be a stay-at-home wife. With my earnings, I can afford a high-rise condo and support a housewife. No problem. After all, I'm a Harvard graduate and an elite employee at a global company. The girls seemed very disinterested in his lengthy self-promotion. They probably wanted to order drinks already. After Alex's introduction, we finally ordered some drinks. I was about to introduce myself when Alex rudely interrupted. "This is Tyler, a classmate from my middle school days, who I used to pick on, because he's just a middle school graduate and poor. It's hilarious, right? In this day and age, being a middle school graduate is just pathetic. Sorry, Lena, Chloe. He's just here to make up the numbers, so feel free to fight over me." "What? Wait a sec. What? What's wrong, Lena? Is something the matter?" "Wait, aren't you Mr. Parker, our CEO? I didn't recognize you with those glasses on. What are you doing here?" "What? Hold on, Lena. How do you know him?" "That's because he's our CEO, right, Mr. Parker?" "Yes." Lena was an employee at my company, and I am the CEO of Company A. Lena works for Company A, which is actually our company. Didn't you know that? I never thought that was possible. I mean, who would imagine that the CEO of the super famous venture company A would be you? After all, you're just a middle school graduate. Lena and Chloe sat down next to me, leaving Alex bewildered. He had assumed his elite status would naturally make him popular with the ladies, but that wasn't the case. "Are you looking down on the CEO like that? Mr. Parker is an incredible person. He's focused on providing educational opportunities to everyone, investing a lot in various educational programs. It's somewhat shameful to be obsessed with academic background after becoming an adult." Exactly. No matter if you graduated from Harvard, looking down and belittling others is questionable. I think people who lack self-confidence tend to be boastful. "We don't care about your high-rise condo bragging. But I live in a high-rise condo. I'm definitely superior. No way you could match a Harvard grad. Actually, Mr. Parker also lives in a high-rise condo, but he doesn't boast about it. We once visited his place with a few colleagues, and he didn't show off at all. It's that luxury condo in Manhattan." "Wait, is it Manhattan XX?" "Yay, that's right. I'm currently living in a Manhattan high-rise. I didn't feel the need to tell everyone, only those who needed to know. We occasionally have parties at my place, inviting colleagues and family. It wasn't like I was keeping it a secret from Alex. There was just no benefit in telling him, so I kept quiet." "So, you were looking down on me all along. Your income must be way above mine, you jerk." "Well, I don't like to mention it, but my executive compensation is around $5 billion. Earning too much can affect the company's management." "Billion? $5 billion what? Fine. I don't care about you anymore. Do whatever you want, you bottom feeder." "That's a bit harsh. What kind of way is that to speak? I didn't think you were that kind of person. We came here because we heard Alex was a nice and kind person, but this is just the worst." "Right, if we knew he was such an arrogant and domineering person, we wouldn't have come." I'm leaving. Pay for this." Alex pulled out some bills from his wallet and practically threw them at me. The look on his face was one of unbearable frustration, clearly indicating he was quite irritated. I might be a middle school graduate, but I managed to carve out my own path and dream of owning a company. Having struggled without a high school education, I understood the importance of education. Even amidst poverty, life might have been a bit if I had received scholarships or welfare assistance. My parents, being able-bodied, felt it was shameful to receive welfare and chose not to apply, despite our dire financial situation. They probably felt embarrassed about it. However, there's nothing shameful about receiving welfare. A decent standard of living is a right guaranteed to all citizens, and those struggling in poverty should take advantage of it. With welfare support, I could have attended high school, and with a separated household, even college could have been an option. However, reality isn't so simple. Many can't receive aid due to various reasons, or fail to attend college even after household separation. I started an education business to help people make a fresh start. In particular, I created a platform that makes it easier for children who can't afford tutoring due to poverty to learn. and a company is run with donations and investments from investors. Through this, some kids improved their grades enough to become scholarship students, exempt from tuition fees. I felt I was making a difference in the world through this business. Alex claimed he didn't know I was the CEO of Company A, but that's something he could have easily found out with a little research. He just assumed I was a freeder because of my educational background. But it's wrong to think that a middle school graduate can only be a freeder. Regardless of circumstances, people can overcome and succeed. Really, you look like a different person with glasses on, Mr. Parker. Do you wear them often? Actually, I don't think glasses suit me much, so I usually wear contact lenses, but I ran out today, so I had to wear glasses. Is that so? It's amazing, Mr. Parker. Our Company B is also in the education sector, but you're still so young. May I ask how old you are? I'm 25. Wow, that's really young. Lena and I are fresh graduates, so you probably know our ages. You're such a capable CEO. Exactly. Mr. Parker is always hard at work and so cool. Always dressed sharply in a suit, walking with confidence. You think so? Hey Lena, do you like Mr. Parker or something? You've been talking passionately about him. Hey, wait. That's not, I mean. There you go. Getting all flustered. Lena always panics like this when she's trying to hide something. It's so obvious. It's not like that. Stop teasing me, Chloe. You're mean. Why don't you just date Mr. Parker then? Right, Mr. Parker? Well, I mean, I had never had a girlfriend before, so I was quite nervous. Chloe seemed to enjoy teasing us, laughing innocently as she did. She appeared refined, but I thought maybe she had a fun side too. Lena, on the other hand, looked embarrassed by Chloe's teasing and shyly looked down. Trying to hide her embarrassment, Lena sipped her drink, her face turning red, even if it contained alcohol. The thought that maybe Lena liked me, as Chloe suggested, made my heart race. My heart was pounding, and it wasn't just the alcohol. I started to wonder if I had romantic feelings for Lena too. She was always friendly, greeting visitors and our employees warmly. She was incredibly dedicated to her job, to the extent that I sometimes wondered if she was pushing herself too hard. However, no matter how difficult things became, she never complained or expressed any negativity. Lena always said, "Let's do our best today," whenever we passed by each other. Her energetic and bright demeanor might have drawn me to her gradually. After paying the bill, we left the restaurant. Lena and Chloe walked in the same direction, and I took the train home. I usually have a chauffeur, but I didn't want to call him out on a Saturday. At home, I found myself lost in thoughts about Lena. Maybe I really liked Lena. When Chloe teased us, Lena also seemed embarrassed. Maybe she really did like me. The thought made my chest ache, and I couldn't sleep. No matter how much I tried to distract myself, I couldn't stop thinking about her. From that day on, Lena occupied most of my thoughts, even during work. I tried to shake it off, thinking it wasn't fitting for a CEO to be so distracted. But every idle moment brought thoughts of her. Lena continued to greet me cheerily. But she wouldn't meet my eyes, making me wonder if she disliked me. Maybe she wasn't pleased to be liked by someone like me, a middle school graduate. I thought I knew nothing about women's feelings. But one day, Lena called me out, and I nervously followed her. I've been avoiding you lately, Mr. Parker, and I'm sorry. It's not because I dislike you or anything. Yeah, but I thought it'd be understandable if you hated me. After all, like Alex said, I'm just a middle school graduate and nothing special. It must be annoying to have someone like me as your boss. I don't mean to act high and mighty, but being the CEO, you might feel obliged to be careful around me, but you don't have to worry about that with me. I'm just running the business and everyone has their own struggles. Lena, you're amazing for never complaining, even when you're tired. Sorry if that sounded condescending. No, that's not. Ever since Chloe teased me that day, I can't stop thinking about you, Mr. Parker. I just couldn't face you because I was too embarrassed. I'm really sorry. Wait, hold on. Does that mean you like me? Don't make me say it out loud. It means I've been thinking about you. Oh no, I can't believe I just said that. Lena, I've been feeling the same way about you, but I didn't have the courage to say anything. Even though I'm the CEO, I'm still just a middle school grad, and I didn't think I had the right to confess to someone as accomplished as you. I'm sorry. I'm not very reliable, but my feelings for you are stronger than anyone else's. I've liked you for so long. Please, will you be my girlfriend? Really? You want to be my boyfriend? I couldn't be happier. Thank you, Mr. Parker. Maybe we could call each other by our first names in private. We're going to be a couple, after all. Sure, but I can't think of anything. What should I call you? Just Tyler is fine. That felt weird to say. Then it's settled, Tyler. Don't worry, it's fine. So, if we get married, I'll become an Parker too. Marriage, isn't that a bit soon? We'll get there eventually. Just think about it. I realized then that Lena was quite forward. Though she was always bright and cheerful, her assertiveness caught me off guard, not being used to such attention from women. But it was her that I was drawn to. After that, Lena and I started calling each other by our first names off work and even went on dates. Not knowing what girls might like, I learned through Twitter and Instagram for ideas. Not using social media by myself, I noticed everyone posted about fancy restaurants and cafes. Especially young women seem to love posting pictures of delicious-looking pancakes and parfaits. Girls do like sweets, but there are those who prefer savory. What if Lena is dieting and doesn't want sweets, but she's slender, so she probably doesn't need to diet? Despite girls often liking sweets, many are also focused on dieting. It's a bit of a contradiction, wanting to slim down, but also craving sweet and delicious treats. But it's precisely these quirks that make girls so endearing to me. Now, I'm not struggling financially, but my favorite places are still the simple diners. There's one I've been going to since middle school, known for its generous portions. Back in middle school, my family was extremely poor, so I only got to eat at that diner once. That was definitely when I received some birthday money from someone. Given our extreme poverty, we never got birthday money from family, so it must have been from a neighbor. I ran to the diner with my wallet clutched tightly in hand. There, I ate a large serving of fried chicken set meal, so delicious that it brought tears to my eyes. I had never been full before, and the kind lady at the diner let me wash dishes in exchange for the meal, so I did that for 30 minutes before heading home. Ever since becoming wealthier, I've made it a point to visit that diner frequently. Having only ever hung out in guy-dominated spots, I spent 3 hours agonizing over where to take Lena. I even questioned what I was doing to myself. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hey, Lena. I heard we were going to a fancy cafe, so I dressed up. You look great. Remember, no need for formalities when we're off work. Okay, I'll speak casually then. Do you go to cafes often, Tyler? Not really. I'm getting a bit nervous. I don't usually go to fancy places either. Really? I would have thought you're the type to frequent chic spots. Maybe not as much as you think. And so, we arrived at a cafe. It was a vegetarian cafe, which seems to be the trend these days. I'm not vegetarian, but I figured girls tend to like vegetables and fruits. Well, this place is stylish. These drinks look delicious, but it's hard to choose. This lemon and orange cocktail soda is supposed to be good. It's refreshing for summer, right? Yuzu ginger sounds nice too. The glasses are so cute. I'll go with the lemon. And is it okay if I order some food? Sure, order whatever you like. I'll have the vegan burger then. Oh, not something sweet. Actually, I'm not big on sweets. Really? Sorry, I just assumed all girls like sweets. Don't worry about it. When I was little, I got a birthday cake and tried to eat it all by myself. Ended up feeling sick, and I've been put off sweets ever since. It's kind of embarrassing." That's surprising. The thought of Lena gobbling down a cake was so unexpected that I couldn't help but laugh a little. However, this resulted in me getting a slight scolding from her. When our drinks and food arrived, Lena was enjoying her vegan burger with apparent delight. She was impressed that such a flavor could be achieved without meat. I was just glad to see her enjoying it. After some chopping and wandering around, Lena's stomach growled. "Wait, was that burger not enough?" I thought, a bit surprised. Considering it was quite large, I assumed it would be more than enough to satisfy a girl. "Sorry, I tend to eat a lot, and the burger alone wasn't enough. Does that bother you?" "Not at all. Sorry for assuming one burger would be enough. I've never really dated anyone before. If you're up for it, I know a great place." "Where is it?" "It's a diner known for its large servings. It's a bit rough around the edges, and I wasn't sure about taking you there." "Yay, I love big servings. I sometimes go on solo diner tours for the largest plates." "Really? I had no idea." So, I took Lena to that diner I mentioned. She devoured a huge plate of Neapolitan pasta at an incredible pace, making me think she could be a competitive eater. Some girls might worry that eating a lot could turn guys off, but I believe as long as someone enjoys their food, whether they eat a little or a lot is fine for me. Lena's way of eating was voracious yet graceful, and it was delightful to watch her enjoying her meal. A year later, we get married and held a wedding ceremony. At the wedding, Lena's best friend Chloe was in tears. According to Lena, Chloe had always been like an older sister to her since their university days, protecting Lena despite being the same age. "I'm so glad Lena has found happiness in marriage. It was meant to be for Lena and Tyler. Please stay close forever." "Chloe, you are crying too much. Your makeup is running." "It's okay. I'll fix it later." "Lena, you're a beautiful bride now. From now on, you two must support each other." "Thank you, Chloe, for celebrating with us. We'll do our best together as a couple." "If you ever make Lena cry, I won't forgive you. I promise to always protect her." And now, Lena, my wife, works with me at the company. She's still doing a great job at the reception desk. But one day, Lena surprised me with the news that she was pregnant. I was shocked and speechless. I never imagined I'd have a child. Though we were trying for a baby, it still hadn't quite sunk in. Later, Lena gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. My family has grown, giving me even more reason to work hard for their sake. No matter what happens, I must continue to strive for my family's well-being. Lena plans to return to work after her maternity leave, and I intend to support her. While I could support us on my income alone, Lena takes pride in her work. I respect her for that and want to leave her work decisions up to her.